Hey guys, thanks for watching. Just wanted to do a quick video this morning about why I travel alone. I've been on a lot of different trips. I've kind of like on a perpetual traveling thing for the last 3 years, more or less. And a lot of people over the course of my journeys and even when I'm at home talking about places that I've been are always like sort of fascinated with the fact that I'm like a female traveling alone and danger, blah, blah, blah. Um, But I think there's a lot of benefits to traveling alone, not just like the minimal hassle with regards to like making decisions and booking things and just like not having to constantly check in with someone else like 20 times a day. And it's not to say that I've never traveled with other people. I've traveled with like friends and family, but like if you're in that small set of group of very select people, it's because you're somebody that I actually care to spend time with to that extent. So if you're one of those people, you're pretty awesome. Um, but yeah, normally I like to travel by myself, um, and not just like in terms of like why I think this is good for like traveling and the experience and being able to fully appreciate where you are, because I think when you bring someone with you, sometimes you really get caught up in with being doing things with that other person and kind of seeing it through a lens of wherever it is you're from, and sort of being subjective a bit more because you're kind of like worried about what the other person is doing. And anyways, you get influenced by other people's opinions when you're with them 24/7 and stuff like that. So I feel like it's just a lot easier to really experience the place that you're in. But beyond that, it's really just a way to like sort of, not, I won't say meditate, but like when you're traveling by yourself, you're forced to like do things on your own, and like any challenges or anything like you have to deal with basically. Every once in a while, you find that like random people or people back home are helping you with stuff that you need along the way, which is also really humbling and good. Um, but another thing, it really gives you some perspective on sort of life and the people that are in your life, and the things that are in your life, the things that you want from life. Um, One of my favorite sayings is wherever you go, there you are. I mean, you can interpret that in many ways, and over the years, I've sort of like changed what I feel about that particular quote. Um, but essentially, it's like it's very easy to get caught up with things when you have sort of like everyday routine life. You're working, you're going home, you're seeing friends, you're on your phone, you're doing all these things, you're doing the same thing all the time. But to really like change your environment and change your perspective is really useful, I think. And it's easier to really like have that time to really think about things when you're by yourself. Um, so yeah, with that also just like coming back home after like long trips, like right now I'm back in Canada, and I really had to prioritize like who I want to spend time with, who's important to me in my life, my friends and family, that I really want to connect with. And I think when you spend time away, it's a lot easier to sort of really prioritize who is positive in your life. And, um, I think a lot of people have toxic people in their lives, which unfortunately sometimes are friends and family. So sometimes it's difficult, if not impossible, to completely cut off these people from your life, but to at least recognize that these toxic people are not serving you in any sort of positive way. I mean, you can make time to spend time with them, especially when it's like family members or something like that. Um, but yeah, I mean, that was another big takeaway. I was talking to someone who had moved, one of my good friends who I'm going to see, who had moved away, and even just moving away, like starting a life that's like somewhere different from where you grew up. There's something that is really humbling about that, because you really are sort of a bit more on your own and when you do that sort of thing, and you have time to really reflect on like the people who you grew up with in your life, your family, and who um, you genuinely want to spend more time with, and who you're kind of like, ugh, I guess I need to like book a time and hang out with this person. And like, I mean, you don't really. I mean, I guess with some people you kind of feel obliged to and fine, but like, don't make it your whole day. Like, if you really need to like spend time with someone because it's like family or whatever, um, it's a tough one, but you kind of, at some point, if you're an adult, you really need to decide like, who am I carving this time out for? Is it really worth any of my effort? So yeah, toxic people, really figuring out sort of like who and what you are all about, and also just enjoying the places that you are a bit more without all the distractions of being completely absorbed with whoever that you're with traveling. Yeah, so that's why I like to travel alone. I recommend it. I mean, people who have safety concerns, uh, you can always check in. Like a technology these days, you can check in with people 50 times a day, even when you're away. So, um, I don't know if you're just finishing school and you have time, I would highly recommend it. And yeah, you'll meet more people as well. So you're never really alone, especially if you're traveling in sort of touristy places or hostels or whatever. Like, you're gonna meet other people, and you know, step outside your comfort zone box. Have a good day, guys.